If someone wrote you a love letter years before meeting you, would you call it destiny or manipulation? I didn't know which one my story was until it was too late. If you told me a year ago that the man I fell for was built out of my own therapy sessions, I would have laughed because no one wants to believe that their safe space, the one place where they peel themselves open, could ever be used against them. But that's exactly what happened to me, and sometimes when I look back, I can't decide whether I'm more angry at him or at myself for not seeing how perfectly tailored he was. Almost too perfect. I remember the first day I met him, Evan. It was one of those gray Seattle evenings where the sky looked like someone had taken a wet cloth and smudged all the colors together. I just finished a draining session with my therapist, Dr. Collins, who had spent the last 3 months listening to me pour out every insecurity, every failed relationship, every pattern I wished I could break. And after all that emotional unpacking, I genuinely thought the universe threw me a tiny act of kindness when Evan appeared in my life. We matched on a dating app the same night. His first message wasn't cheesy or try hard. It felt warm, effortless, and familiar in the strangest way. He asked me about the book I was reading, one I had mentioned just hours earlier in therapy. I didn't think much of it. Seattle was a small city. A coincidence didn't feel impossible. But then, coincidence turned into pattern. Every time I told Dr. Collins something deeply personal, like how I hated when men interrupted me, or how my dad's emotional distance made me crave gentleness, Evan showed up with exactly what I said I needed. He never interrupted me, not even when I rambled. He texted me, "Good night," without fail, because I once admitted I feared being forgotten. He remembered small details I barely remembered telling him. It felt magical, intimate, like finally being understood after years of trying to translate myself. But real magic has flaws. This didn't. And that was the first red flag. One night, after a long dinner date, I noticed something unsettling. Evan repeated a phrase, word for word, that I had said during therapy. Not similar words. Not the same idea. No, the exact sentence. A sentence I had never said to anyone else. My chest tightened. I laughed it off, telling myself that my mind was playing tricks on me, but a cold feeling stayed lodged under my ribs. Still, I kept dating him, because sometimes loneliness convinces you to stay quiet, even when your instincts are screaming. The truth finally unraveled on a Thursday afternoon. I arrived early for my therapy session, and the receptionist told me, "You can wait inside. Dr. Collins is just finishing up with another client." I sat down and heard his voice through the wall. Not Dr. Collins, Evan. At first she seemed cautious in what he was saying, but she's opening up more now. What else should I bring up this week? My heart stopped. I froze in my chair, unable to breathe as the reality hit me like a physical blow. I wasn't dating a man. I was dating a project, a research assignment, a walking, breathing profile crafted out of everything I'd confessed in confidence. When the door finally opened, Evan stepped out first, looking nervous, and Dr. Collins followed, looking far too calm for someone who had just detonated my trust. Why are you here?" I whispered. Evan opened his mouth, but no sound came out. Dr. Collins stepped forward. "I can explain," he said, as if explanation was even possible. "You were struggling. I wanted to help you experience a healthy relationship model, and Evan volunteered." "Volunteered?" My voice cracked. "You built my boyfriend out of my trauma. You used my pain as instructions." Evan tried to reach for me. "Lena, please. I really did fall for you." But I stepped back because everything felt contaminated. Nothing about us was real. He didn't learn me. He was fed me. In that moment, something inside me hardened. Not anger, not heartbreak, something quieter, self-protection. "I'm done," I whispered, and walked out without looking back. It took months to trust my own judgment again, months to stop replaying every moment, wondering which were genuine and which were curated for my healing. Or maybe for their ego, I reported Dr. Collins.